My name is Maria5. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back to my channel if you're not so new. And I'm here with a tea and a make and a book. But first of all, happy Mother's Day coming up this Sunday. And hopefully the novel relates to that a little bit. I feel like it does. So first we'll start with the tea. This is Earl Grey, double cream Earl Grey, new cup. Kind of fancy. And I don't know, you can't really see the inside too much. There's a whole lot of stuff going on the inside. Just a really nice aromatic tea. Black tea with bergamot. And yeah, with a new cup. So the make, a while ago, I was running a library, and one of the programs was things that would come from head office, and they included these origami bookmarks. So I made a couple for the kids that couldn't do it, and then I made a bunch more for me, and they just look like this. So these bookmarks would just fit on the corner of a book, like so, and then you'd be able to find your spot. Then, of course, I decided, well, if I can make bookmarks, there should be cat bookmarks. And of course there were, so I learned to make origami cat bookmarks. So that's what they look like. And I have made many, many of them. And I tried really hard to film the process. It just wasn't working. So, but same idea. You would just slide it. The kitty goes upside down. And while I was figuring out the kitties, I discovered a very cool way to make doggy ones. But again, just like that. So it's just holding up. You can find your spot. And there's a little kitty waiting for you. These are little heart bookmarks. Again, just made with origami. And again, I tried really hard to film the process, and I just need a different setup. I don't know, it wasn't working. But anyway, so these go. So with your book, these just go behind, like so. So you've got a little paper heart, and that would mark your book, your spot in the book that way. So I've had lots of fun with origami, preparing for this book. I mean, a little bit beforehand, but specifically preparing for this book. So the novel I have that I'm going to be talking to you about today is Paper Hearts, Cecilia Ahern, and this was published in 2025. And this book was just, I loved it. Of course, I loved it. So, last week I talked to you about someone who was imprisoned, incarcerated, and I don't have any experience with that. I don't actually know anything really so much about that. So it was really eye-opening as far as life in a facility like that, what it would entail, what it looks like. This one is, not jail as in what we think of bars, but very confined. Her life was very, very confined. This is Cecilia's 21st novel. So I think probably one of her best known books was actually P.S. I Love You, turned into a movie. And I mean, I don't know anyone that hasn't seen that. But if you haven't seen it, I mean, yes, it's a romance, but not a typical romance. It's, yeah, very delightful. I loved it. So this is Cecilia Ahern's latest novel, and it did not disappoint. So we're in a small town in Ireland, and Pip, otherwise known as Philippa, is in love with her boyfriend, James, and she does the unthinkable at age 16. She gets pregnant. So the whole town is, oh my gosh, and she lives with an awful lot of shame. I mean, yes, part of it is that time, that age. Part of it is also her mother, and her mother just plays this huge part in it. She takes over the baby, Bella, and she changes her name to Isabella because her mother doesn't really think Bella is a proper name. So anything and everything she could do. We could say she's a control freak. She commands and cajoles, and Pip just tries to keep the peace, tries to make herself very small, tries to just do what she needs to do to survive. And it is indeed surviving. It's not very much of a life. 9 months after she gives birth, her mother sends her off to get a job because this is what needs to happen. She needs to learn responsibility while her mother, Bella's grandmother, looks after the baby. Yeah. So, poor Pip, she starts to fold in on herself, and she thinks of herself as Origami Girl. And she writes beautiful poems on origami. And she secretes it away in her desk drawer, and nobody really knows about it. And yeah, her mother overshadows her. She loses her voice. She is unable to speak for herself. And yeah, her mother just controls absolutely everything about her life. Fast forward to now. She's 32. She can't drive. She cannot do anything without permission. She literally is dropped off at work, does her job, and is picked up. So supper's made. Everything is just very rigid, very controlled, and all according to her mother. Her dad works in the quarry that employs most of the town, and he tries to just stay out of everyone's way, head down, doesn't get involved. I think that's a little bit typical for men of that era. Just don't want to get involved, don't want to deal with the whole women's, just, I'm going to read the newspaper and have a beer. So he built their house with his own hands, every single part of it. He's 5 years away from retirement. And Pip watches him with his aches and pains and listening to him cough half the night from working in the quarry. Pip gives up her job in the cafeteria / observatory so Bella can have a summer job. And she takes a job at a gas station, becoming a sandwich artist. In line is an astronomer that works in the observatory. He's just here to observe an event, and she makes some sandwiches, and he teaches her how to have a voice, how to speak up, and takes her flying, teaches her to drive a car, gets her an appointment so that she can go and take her driver's license. He just does an awful lot for her. And not above and beyond, just an average 32-year-old. And it's I don't want to get too much into it, but it's just brilliantly portrayed. Really, really brilliant. I thought the poetry was really, really good. And of course, I consider myself a poet, so yes, that was really good. And yeah, it was just a great story about a woman who learns to take back her power. I read a review on this book, and someone said, I can't believe that anybody would just be so kowtowed and just would never stand up to her mother. And it's like, and I read that thinking, well, I'm glad you had a really good mom, because there are mothers that are like that just control. There are people like that, not even mothers, that just need to control absolutely every aspect of other people's lives. And that says more about them than it says about Pip or the person that it's being done to, but it does happen. And so I think this story really spoke to me, because I do know a few people that are really controlling, and it is hard when you're 16 and you're being shunned and the church shuns you and you're just over and over and over. And at 16, you don't know much. You really don't know much. For me, this book was just wow. So I hope you pick it up. I hope you give it a chance. And yeah, just a beautiful story about mothers and daughters and that love that just never fails. And mothers and daughters with this control issue and why that mother needs to be like that, or it manifests itself that way. Let's say that. So yeah, just it was such a good story. So hope you pick it up. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe, and we will see you in 1, not 2, but 1 week's time with the next novel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.